I'm Marcia White with Shape of the City, and we're here at the Community Action Partnership to talk about the Community Health Endowment of Lincoln and one of its two legacy projects. With me today are Lori Seibel, President and CEO of the Community Health Endowment, and Ingrid Kirst, Healthy Food Access Collaboration Manager with Community Action Partnership. So Lori, a legacy project, what does that mean?
Well, for the Community Health Endowment, it means that we're celebrating 20 years in Lincoln, 20 years giving back to the community to create a healthier place to live. And so we wanted to really create some projects that we believe would leave a legacy into the future, and especially for children and families.
And why this project? We're standing in the middle of a very state-of-the-art commercial kitchen that we'll learn a lot more about, but why this project?
Well, one of the things that we know is that for people, and especially children, to grow up healthy and strong, they need good, healthy food. And so we set a goal that we wanted to change the health culture in Lincoln when it comes to children and food. So we set a goal that at least 100,000 children would receive healthy meals from us somehow. And you'll hear more about that through the project here today that we're going to be talking about. But one piece of that is to create a kitchen where we can create healthy meals that will then go out into the community, and especially into places where we know that healthy food is hard to access.
We know there are more than one component to this legacy project. How did this all come about?
Well, all projects of this type have to have good collaborators and good partners, and this one is no exception. The Community Action Partnership of Lancaster and Saunders County stepped up, and we're very interested in partnering with this, along with the food bank and some private partners. So what we developed here was using data that showed us where healthy food was the hardest to access in our community, partners who we knew could reach deep into that community, private partners who we believed had the expertise to help us do that. And we brought them all to the table, and out of that came this project you'll be hearing about today, not only this piece, but the Lincoln Fresh truck that we'll be visiting a little bit later. So we are so excited about this partnership. We're excited about what it's going to mean for the future. We really believe it's going to leave a legacy for our community.
So Ingrid, a bunch of really important people got together and said, this is what we want to do. Would you like to help us? And then what happened?
So it's been quite a project. We took this warehouse space that was just full of stuff, cleaned it out, and have turned it into this beautiful 5,000 square foot kitchen. So now we're going to be able to cook 5,000 meals a day is the capacity of this kitchen every day, and those meals are going out to kids in our community who are in need of good, healthy food.
What are some of the primary avenues for the meals to get to the kids?
So the main one is the summer food feeding program. So kids who attend any summer program that gets meals, they will be coming out of this kitchen. So that's 32 different sites across Lincoln. And in addition, the meals will be going to our Head Start sites, those two different locations. And we're hoping in the future that they can go to additional sites as needed.
People might be surprised if they knew how many meals were served through the summer food service program. Do you have an idea of what those numbers might be for this summer?
Yeah, it's quite a lot. So there's going to be 32 different sites across Lincoln. In June, when all of the sites are operating, we'll be doing 3,200 meals a day. July and August, it will be about 1,100. The total is 100,000 meals throughout the whole summer, which is a huge number. And all of this is coordinated through the food bank, so you can find out more on the food bank's website of where all those locations are, so kids can go get a free healthy meal each day.
So we're right now standing in the kitchen part, but I know there's another part of this facility that serves a little bit different purpose. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so the other part of this kitchen is Lone Tree Foods. They are going to be working with local farmers and bringing in local products. So that could be meats, that could be cheeses, fruits, vegetables, honey, and then distributing that to local institutions like restaurants, grocery stores, hospitals. And what they're going to be able to do specifically with this kitchen is process some of that produce. So for example, when raspberries are in season, you can have way too many raspberries. But if you can freeze those raspberries and then sell them in the winter months, they're a really good product, and that's still getting local food out to everybody. So we're going to be really exploring creative avenues there.
And you mentioned that Lone Tree Foods is the partner for the processing side of this house. What about your partner for the kitchen side of the house?
So our partner for the kitchen is a group called Kinderbites, and they cook food for local child cares already. They work with a number of different child cares, and they are just awesome. They are really committed to healthy foods, not fried foods, not processed foods. They start with fresh ingredients and make really good quality food.
And I think one of the things that you won't find in this kitchen, am I right, Ingrid, is you won't find any deep fryers here. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah. So the produce that they use, they only use fresh or frozen produce. So there also won't be any canned produce. So they really have a strong commitment to this.
So Lori, you had initially mentioned that when CHE first envisioned this project or envisioned increasing access to healthy food, you thought about partnerships. How has this project, as it stands today, realized that CHE vision?
Well, you know, this is just everything that we had hoped it would be. It is strong partners, people who have stepped up. As I mentioned, the Community Action Partnership of Lancaster and Saunders County has been awesome in wanting to make this a reality, not only for their child cares, their Head Start child cares, but for the community. And that, I mean, to reach beyond the populations they already serve and want to reach the community is absolutely terrific. And the private partners we've had, having Ingrid on board, it's one of those projects that you came to the table early on and believed that this was meant to be. And that's how I feel about that project. I do have to say that when we started off with the goal of serving over 100,000 kids a healthy meal this summer, we weren't exactly sure how we were going to get there. That was a pretty big, audacious goal. But now I look around and I'm like, this is it. This is how that's going to happen, and I couldn't be happier.
Where do you think this project might go in the future?
There are so many different possibilities. So we talked about all the meals we're going to be doing in the summer, but we have this kitchen year round. So we'll be looking for additional partners who might be interested in some healthy meals during the school year. But there's also possibilities of, what are other projects in the community? So that's what we're looking for, to get even more healthy food out to the community.
And if people have ideas, where can they find your contact information?
Sure. So on the Community Action website, there is a healthy food access page with all the information. It's got my contact information.
Lori, how about you? Where do you think this might go in the future? What's the next vision?
I think we are just on the very front edge of so many exciting things that could happen with this. And as I go out in the community and talk about this, and I hear people mention it to me, they are so excited that we're getting a new look on food, and we're bringing it to people who may not have had access to it. So my hope is that as the years go by and this becomes just standard operation, that people will reflect back and think about the people who came together and saw a vision for healthy food access in our community and what that means to future generations. So I think the sky's the limit.
Thank you, Lori Seibel, President and CEO of Community Health Endowment, and Ingrid Kirst, Healthy Food Access Collaboration Manager with Community Action, for being with us today. We appreciate your insight and your expertise, and we're excited to see where this project goes in the future.
Drowning can happen in an instant, anywhere there's water. Put down your phone and supervise your child. It could save their life. Make sure that your kids are always in view, and they will have a great summer.
And now we're outside in front of Lincoln Fresh, another major component of CHE's Healthy Food Access Project. Lori, tell us how you feel this fits into the overall strategy for healthy food access in Lincoln.
Well, this is a great component because what it does is it not only takes fresh fruit and vegetables straight to the neighborhoods that we've identified that needs them, but it's also this moving billboard that can be in communities or in neighborhoods all over our community saying, let's think about eating fresh, let's think about eating whole food, let's think about eating healthy. And so it's a moving billboard, if you will, for many of our neighborhoods.
And I'm also here with Alyn Sampson of the Food Bank of Lincoln. Alyn, let's get down to the nitty-gritty and tell us, how does Lincoln Fresh work in Lincoln?
Yes, well, our goal really is to, like Lori said, we want to go into these neighborhoods that don't traditionally have access to fresh produce based on CHE's maps. And so we will go and provide usually 4 to 6 different varieties of fresh fruits and vegetables where people can choose whatever they want. So typically about 8 pounds of produce that they can get off of this truck. And we really want to make it appealing for kids, especially, that we want it to be friendly, we want it to be things that they're familiar with or not familiar with that we are encouraging them just to try.
And how often does the Lincoln Fresh truck, how often might it be in any given neighborhood?
We try to go at least twice a month, if not more. So we are out 4 days a week, 2 times per day into different neighborhood sites or agencies. And our goal is to provide consistent access. So not something that we're just coming once a month or every other month. We really want it to become a staple for them, that they know we're coming, they can rely on it, and become a part of their regular produce that they're eating.
How will I know if the truck is coming to my neighborhood? Where can I get that information?
You can find all of our sites, dates and times on our website, which is lincolnfoodbank.org. It's also on our truck, so if you see us driving down the street and think, hey, where are they stopping next? You can look on our website. We're posting it on our Facebook page, wherever we'll be. All of the agencies or sites that we're visiting are also letting their clients know, or their families, so we're trying to get it out as much as possible.
That's great. So I understand that as we are talking today, the truck has been out for about a month. Is that correct?
Yes.
So how has the first month gone?
It's been really, really great. This has been a wonderful project for the food bank. We've seen probably 600 plus individuals that have been able to access the fresh produce. Everyone's been able to leave with at least 8 pounds, which is what our goal was. And it's been a variety of things. People love the ability just to select what they want. And people are excited. They know when we're coming now. It's starting to become a regular thing, or we'll get calls to ask where we're going to be, and then we'll see them when we go to that stop. So it's been really well received. I think that it changes the perception that people don't want to eat healthy. They really do. It's just a matter of access and being able to get to it easily.
So Lori, now that we've seen Lincoln Fresh in action and we've seen the community response, is this what you had hoped for from Lincoln Fresh?
It is. I mean, I don't think that I could have predicted or imagined it would be as good as it is. And when I look at this truck, I see obviously healthy fruits and vegetables for our community, but I also just see community on these 4 wheels. I see this is what a community is supposed to represent, that we care about every child, every family. We're trying to feed them well so that they can all thrive and take advantage of the many opportunities that this community has for them. And so I want to thank the food bank. I want to thank them for stepping up and really making this a reality. And I hope that it's around for years and years to come.
Well, thank you, Lori Seibel with the Community Health Endowment, and Alyn Sampson from the Food Bank of Lincoln. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm a pedestrian.
I'm a driver.
I'm a cyclist.
And I share the road.
It's beautiful weather out, and it is May, which means it's also Bike Month. I am here with Jamie Granquist with Bike Link, and I am with Mike Heil with the Lincoln Lancaster County Health Department. We are going to be talking about all things bike here in Lincoln. So, part of Bike Month, can you guys talk about some of the activities that are going to be out there that people from all ages can be enjoying?
Sure, yeah. So we have some classes that are going to happen all summer long on the first Saturday of every month from May until October. We're going to have a maintenance and safety class, and we're also going to have some trail etiquette classes and how to ride in traffic. For those people who just maybe aren't comfortable enough out there getting out there on their bicycle with different abilities, we definitely are going to have some outreach to non-native English speakers, so we have some of that going on as well. So we definitely are all inclusive. We want people to come and hang out.
For Bike Month, it's always big time in Lincoln. Great Plains Trails Network on 4 consecutive Thursdays will do Tour de Lincolns. They split the trails in the city up into 4 parts. Each Thursday night focuses on a different part of the trail. We have the National Bike Challenge that kicks off in May on May 1st, runs through September 30th. We have Bike to School Day on May 8th. We have Bike to Work Week from May 10th through May 17th.
And tell us a little bit about Bike Week. What sort of things might be going on?
Bike Week is a national event. It encourages people to choose biking to work as an option. For a lot of people, it gets them into that habit where they do it the rest of the year round. Our kickoff event will be Friday, May 10th. We'll have that event down at the Jane Snyder Trail Center at about 21st and Q Streets. People that are biking into work that day can stop for coffee, juice, some pastries, get some information about the trail system, our bike and bus system, the Lincoln Bike Plan, all the bike things we have going on in Lincoln. Then Jamie's Bike Link is closing up the week on May 17th.
Yeah, so on that Friday from 4 to 6:30, we're going to have an end of the week wrap-up party where we're going to have some tacos that you can order, and you can also have some beverages, some raffle prizes, and some things that'll just kind of really wrap up the excitement of that week and everybody biking to and from work.
So, from your point of view, what makes Lincoln such a great biking city?
The terrain. We're a relatively flat city. Part of it goes to Park and Recreation. With over 130 miles of trail, you can make connections and not be on main streets and have to fight the cars and trucks and buses. In some parts of town, you can get downtown from a far corner part of the city about as fast on a bike as you can on a bus or even driving your own car.
Yeah, absolutely. I would second that. So Lincoln has over 135 miles worth of trails on their system, and then we also have a ton of bike lanes and bike boulevards and stuff like that. It's only getting better, and so we want people to really get out there and try something new, maybe ride with the kids and get ice cream, go to the grocery store, ride to work, ride home, and just have a good time, because biking is fun whether you're 6 or 60.
On that same note, what is it about biking as an activity? What makes it so great?
Yeah, so biking is all inclusive. I mean, you're on your own speed and your own power. You can go however is comfortable for you. So if you feel more comfortable on the trails, that's fine. If you feel more comfortable riding with traffic, that's great. Just follow the rules and make sure you wear your helmet. We definitely want people to get out there and enjoy it. You feel more connected to your community, and you definitely experience things at your own speed.
From a health standpoint, environmentally, every time you ride your bike 1 mile, you're not producing 10 pounds of carbon that a normal car would. So you're protecting the air quality of Lincoln. From a fitness standpoint, it's a nice way to get started. It's a non-weight bearing activity. The bike supports the body weight, so you can get that cardiovascular workout. A lot of times you can go farther at a lower intensity, burning more calories. So if you want to lose the weight. So from an obesity standpoint, cardiovascular health standpoint, environmental standpoint, it's a nice option.
Bike Link just celebrated its first birthday.
Yeah, we've had over 36,000 trips in 12 months, which is definitely an amazing start. But we think year 2 can be even better, so we're trying to get more people out there. We just launched this station, the art station at 13th and F. We have another station going in the Haymarket to kind of catch those weekend visitors and those people going to the Haymarket for the farmers market and things like that. So we definitely want to get more trips that maybe we're not reaching right now with those other community members.
Can you really quick, just for people who may not know even what you guys are, just give us a quick summary of what Bike Link is, and then what direction are you guys looking at for the next year?
Yeah, so basically Bike Link is the bike share program for Lincoln, Nebraska. You can pick up from any of the 19 stations one of our 100 bicycles and ride it around for trips of 30 minutes or less from here to there, mainly throughout downtown Lincoln and also on the 3 UNL campuses. We have 4 different kinds of pricing, so you can walk up to the kiosk and buy a $3 Quick Tripper pass, which is 30 minutes, or you can buy longer term passes, which gives you the same 30-minute ride, but more often. So if you're a monthly member, you get unlimited 30-minute rides in that month, and if you're an annual member, you get unlimited 30-minute rides in that year. So it just kind of depends what fits with you.
And are there any things you're looking at toward changing in the next year or looking into?
Trying to reach some of those lower income riders, some of those non-native speakers that maybe don't know a lot about Bike Link because we don't have a lot of that translated. So we're working on translation services as well. And we're also just trying to get into those neighborhood areas that we currently don't reach right now with our mainly downtown focus.
What advice would either of you have for either a new biker or someone who's just a little more nervous about taking those longer rides?
Lincoln's got a very supportive community. We have lots of locally owned bike shops, and that's where we like to see people go. Nothing against the chains, but a locally owned bike shop, they know the city, they know the streets, they know the trails. And a lot of our shops have weekly rides. They can design a ride for beginners. If you're somebody that is training for a longer endurance ride, they've got rides that do that. If you're a social rider, there are things like the taco ride and the Tour de Brew rides that have frequent stops for food and refreshments.
So a lot of times it's just that fear of the unknown. And so, like I said, we're having some of those classes this summer to try to address some of those concerns. If your bike's not quite working great, we can kind of help you with that so that you feel confident in those abilities to take care of your bike and get out there. But just try and go out for little rides. Maybe just ride to the corner store, maybe just go get ice cream with the kids, maybe just ride around the lake at sunset. You know, just really get out there and just try it, because once you try it, like your mom said, you might actually like it.
That's wonderful. All right, so beyond May, when this beautiful month is gone and June is coming in and the rest of the months, what else may be going on as related to biking in Lincoln?
We have a long-standing bike ride that happens in June. This year it'll be Sunday, June 23rd. It's called Trail Track. This is our 18th year with the event. Originally started by the Lincoln Journal-Star. It's now organized and directed by the Great Plains Trails Network. It's a very family-oriented event. You can ride literally any distance. If you just want to sign up and then ride the trail by your house, that's fine. If you want to ride with other riders, show up at Haymarket Park. Small entry fee with all the money generated going to support the trail system. So when we purchase new land or have to refurbish trail, all the money goes back into the trails. But you can ride any distance you like. They'll have group rides, 10 miles, 20 miles, 30 miles, all led by group leaders and all on the trail system.
Yeah, so I would definitely encourage people to check out the lincoln.ne.gov bike area of the website, because we'll have a master calendar on there that'll have a lot of these community partners that have these rides, whether they're social rides, maintenance rides, safety rides, group rides. There's rides in the evenings, there's rides on the weekends, there's rides in the morning, there's rides in the evening. It's hard to find a time where there's not a ride. So check it out, join us. We'll be out there, and we hope to see you out there too.
Thank you guys so much, and we'll probably see you out on the trails this summer.
Get out and ride.
Shape of the City is dedicated to keeping Lincoln informed of health and wellness programs and events. Visit our calendar at lincoln.ne.gov, keyword Wellness Calendar. If you'd like to see your program or event covered, email us at LNKTV Health at lincoln.ne.gov.